The Representation of People Acts. Disclaimer: this training material is for use in training of election officials. It should not be referred as guideline of ECI. In case of any variance in this training material, the Commission guidelines, rules, laws shall prevail. Learning outcomes. At the end of the session, the participants will be able to know about the Representation of People Acts, explain the historical background of RPAs, underline the salient features of RP Act 1950 and RP Act 1951. The Representation of People Act. The Representation of People Acts were enacted by Parliament under the power given by the Article 327 of the Constitution. Article 327 in Constitution of India says, power of Parliament to make provisions with respect to elections to the legislatures. The Representation of People Acts provide various provisions related to delimitation of constituencies, preparation of electoral rolls, elections to the Houses of Parliament and state legislatures, qualifications and disqualifications for membership in these bodies, and all other matters necessary for securing the due constitution of such house or houses. Actually, RP Acts were taken from the United Kingdom. In UK, the Representation of People Acts were used in 1832 as a collective title for legislation related to representation of the people. RP Acts were adopted in other countries which were part of the British Empire through the spread of the Westminster parliamentary system. The Westminster parliamentary system is a type of parliamentary system where the executive branch is formed from the members of the legislature and is accountable to it, featuring a ceremonial head of the state separate from the head of the government and typically include a strong opposition party. India's parliamentary democracy is based on the Westminster model of government. We have a head of the state as a president. The Council of Ministers aid and advise the President, who shall act in accordance with such advice, provided that President may require the Council of Ministers to reconsider such advice, and the President shall act in accordance with the advice tendered after such reconsideration. A head of government, usually the Prime Minister, who is the leader of the political party or coalition with the majority of seats in the lower house of the Parliament. A cabinet of ministers who are appointed by the Prime Minister and are responsible to Parliament. A bicameral Parliament consisting of a lower house and an upper house. Also, Parliament is the supreme lawmaking body. Because of the Article 324 of Constitution, Election Commission of India was constituted, and its main function is superintendence, direction and control of the entire process of conduct of elections to Parliament and legislature of every state and to the offices of President and Vice President of India. Article 327 has given power to Parliament to enact laws related to election. Because of the power given under the Article 327, the Parliament has enacted two acts related to elections, namely the Representation of People Act 1950 and the Representation of People Act 1951. Now we will discuss the Representation of People Act 1950. The Representation of People Act 1950 is an act to provide the allocation of seats, the delimitation of constituencies for the election to the House of the People and the legislature of the states, the qualifications and disqualifications of the electors at such elections, the preparation of electoral rolls, the manner of filling seats in the Council of States to be filled by the representatives of Union Territories and matters connected therewith. The RP Act 1950 consists of 32 sections in 5 parts and 7th schedule. All these are shown on the screen. There are a total of 10 repeal sections in RP Act 1950, and these are shown on the screen. Now we will discuss the Representation of People Act 1951. The Representation of People Act 1951 is an act to provide procedure for the conduct of elections of the Houses of Parliament and to the House of, or the Houses of the Legislature of each state, the qualifications and disqualification for the membership of these houses, the corrupt practices and other offences at or in connection with such elections, the registration of political parties, the decision of doubts and disputes arising out or in connection with such elections. The RP Act 1951 consists of 171 sections in 13 parts. These are shown on the screen. There are total of 29 repeal sections in RP Act 1951, and these are shown on the screen. In this education video, we have learned about the Representation of People Acts. If you have any doubt or want any clarification, then you can contact to the mail as shown on the screen. For other videos, rules and regulations, you can visit the web address as shown. Thank you.